What is up, everybody in the XRP community? Solomon here. So I've got a good video for you guys today. If you see any scam ads on this video, please do not participate. We are going to talk digitization across the board here. We are going to talk regulation and regulatory initiatives that are going on. We are going to talk scams. If you see any scam ads on this video, please do not participate. And please post a comment down in the thread of this video. I owe you guys another $50 giveaway for the 20,000 subscribers, and I will announce the winner of that later this week. But you have to comment. You obviously have to have an XRP wallet as well, because the giveaway will be in XRP. Okay, starting it off, Intellect joins Bayan to revolutionize the API-driven contextual banking technology framework. I don't know if you pronounce Bayan, or whatever, but I'm just going to say Bayan. Now, Intellect is Ripple enabled for cross-border payments. And I do believe, and you'll see here in a second, that Intellect also had this IntelliChain that they had presented in a previous forum that basically is the cheapest and the quickest solution. It's based on Ripple. So let me read through this. This is Intellect Design Arena, by the way. You can look it up. It's right on their website. They are Ripple enabled. Intellect Design Arena announced its membership of Global Banking Standards Organizations, Banking Industry Architecture Network, the nonprofit organization that promotes and provides a common framework for the banking industry. Now, Bayan is a collaborative nonprofit ecosystem, etc., etc. Intellect has reimagined banking across the breadth and depth of technology and offers the world's first future-ready multi-product fintech platform built on the principles of design thinking, which is the key differentiator amongst its peers in the fintech industry. Over the years, Intellect has invested strategically and built meticulously to achieve a unique future-proof tech stack, which are contextual microservices-based, API-first, and cloud-ready, powered by AI and ML. Supported by a revolutionary integration technology, iTurmeric, the first of its kind enterprise integration, cloud-native platform based on API. Now, you're going to see what this iTurmeric is, okay? I know there's a lot of verbiage in there, but Intellect has joined this Bayan. This Bayan is this banking industry architecture network, and Intellect is also Ripple enabled. Okay. Now, this is this iTurmeric fintech cloud platform through Intellect. And directly from a release that they had, the platform will help new digital banks systems to be tested and run in isolation or in parallel with core legacy systems, which can, in turn, continue to run without interruption or compromise. I talk about this all the time, people. The distributed ledger system, the blockchain system, the digitization or the digitized financial system is going to 100% run in parallel with the legacy system, the SWIFT system, the fiat system. And they are telling you right here that Intellect joins this banking. It's a non-for-profit, but you don't think that they take recommendations from this group, the banking industry? For sure they do. The Banking Industry Architecture Network, Intellect Design Arena just joined them. And through this iTurmeric cloud, helping digital bank systems to be tested and run in parallel with core legacy systems. Now, a little bit more about Intellect. I presented upon them before. They are a SWIFT partner as well. Corda Settler is tied in with Intellect. Go down here. Intellect extends partnership with Santander. We know Santander is a very, very much so an older institution that's been partnered with Ripple for a very long time. I believe OnePayFX is RippleNet, which is I think it's their domestic product, and PagoFX is the open market product. Now, go down here a little bit more. This is just telling you, I can pull it up. This is IGTB. This is Intellect Global Transaction Banking, and 2 product innovation awards. Ripple-backed payment solution is one of them. Now, Ripple-backed payment solution is great, but we're not in this space for payments, right? We're in this space for settlement. And I want to see settlement. I want to see XRP utilization. But we've seen it before, like Volante has said that they use RippleNet, but they also confirmed that XRP is an option. So awesome. Central Bank of Mongolia selected Intellect's central banking solution. Now we go down the further here a little bit, says Ripple enabled for cross-border transactions using DLT. Fantastic. All right. Now, this is from ING, and ING Bank basically posted about IntelliChain, saying that they're using blockchain software. Blockchain software IntelliChain launched, which has been enabled with the Ripple. But there was a video from I think it was like a Cybos presentation or something. I'm sorry, this is probably blurry. But this is through Intellect, and this is IntelliChain powered by Ripple, recommended. And this was the cheapest and the fastest option. This was like 3 years ago, though, so take that with a gigantic grain of salt. All right, now, this is Evogene, and they announced a $10 million equity investment led by ARK Investment Management. Not any direct Ripple tie-ins here. They do mention them in a SlideShare presentation from 2018. But I thought that this table was just very interesting. How crypto assets compare to other asset classes. And we're going to get into European Central Bank and all these others in a second here. Level playing field for sure in a second. All right, how crypto assets compare to other asset classes. And this ARK Invest is defining digital assets, crypto assets as a new asset class, which it is, of course. But we see fine art, we see currency, which was 600 BC, precious metals, 3000 BC, crypto assets, 2008. So think about how early you are and think about how new this asset class is. Okay, now this is Europe needs a fully fledged capital markets union now more than ever. This is through the European Central Bank's blog, just released today. Okay, Vice President of the European Central Bank. Now it's saying, in order to recover from the pandemic and strengthen the euro area's growth potential, a new push is needed towards the long-term ambition of creating a genuine single European capital market that is deeply integrated and highly developed. Not only mobilizing the resources needed to reboot the euro economy after the global contraction, it'll help meet additional challenges, such as Brexit and global trade tensions. Accelerating the transition to a low-carbon economy, European Union's ambition to be a leader in green finance, funding the transition towards the digital economy. There is a transition towards the digital economy. I talk about that all the time on this channel. That is not tinfoil hatty whatsoever. Everything is digital right now except for finance. Why is that? Now we see these digital assets coming about. We see decentralization. We see instantaneous settlement being a very, very possible thing. The technology exists, right? You don't think that financial institutions are going to gravitate and capitalize on that? No. And financial institutions are going to be utilizing this first. People are going to be consumers are going to be utilizing this without even knowing they're utilizing it. They're just going to see that there's something that's quicker, cheaper, has a little bit more utility, and they don't care about anything else. They don't care about how it works. They've never cared about how it works. They just care that there's more money in their pocket and it gets there quicker at the end of the day. Now, there's lots of loaded verbiage too. Now we can see right in here, level playing field, regulation and legal frameworks. EU capital markets must be able to rely on common rules and regulatory policies that support a level playing field for all market participants. A single unified approach is needed, particularly in view of the level playing field challenges that might appear after Brexit. Level playing field again. Consistent implementation of the single rule book to provide a level playing field for investors and market players. Ensure a level playing field, blah, blah, blah. Level playing field, level playing field, level playing field. Ripple talks level playing field all the time. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm sure that is not the... that verbiage isn't just used by European Central Bank and Ripple, but I have heard it from Ripple before. I've heard it from many of these other institutions when talking about finance and banking the unbanked, et cetera, tying people into the system. Another thing from European Central Bank today, virtually everywhere, digitalization and jobs in the euro area, okay? This is just a podcast episode here. You can go on to European Central Bank website and take a look at it. All right, this is Signum. Signum's digital asset trading facility gets regulatory clearance from FINMA. All right, Signum, a Switzerland, Singapore-based digital asset bank. So a crypto bank, right? And other digital assets. Has received FINMA regulatory approval for its digital asset trading facility. This is a central element of Signum's end-to-end tokenization offering. If you don't know what tokenization is, everybody, tokenization gets down to the point where, for an example, the real estate market, whenever you go to buy a house and the crazy amount of paperwork and red tape that you have to go through. Tokenization and decentralization, as far as finance is concerned, is going to make that process, instead of days to weeks to buy a house, down to minutes or hours. So, all right, tokenization offering a regulated solution which covers the complete life cycle of a security from primary issuance, settlement, custody, and now secondary trading. Now, Signum has a digital asset trading facility. We can see on here that, the digital assets that are integrated into these accounts, these trading accounts, include Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple's XRP protocol tokens, and a digital Swiss franc token for instantaneous settlement. Now, yesterday, they posted a job posting for a blockchain engineer through Signum, okay? And they're trying to build products based on various well-established blockchain protocols. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and more. So I'm curious to see what products are built. And again, just Signum Bank adds XRP to the currency portfolio. Now, interestingly enough, Signum is also a member of the Open Payments Coalition, which is basically PayID, the RippleNet PayID initiative, with multiple other fintechs. And we can see Dwala, Flutterwave. Flutterwave is big. Global ID, and Signum is right here. So, fantastic. All right, getting into regulations here. This is Seoul. This is Seoul police reportedly in South Korea, reportedly investigating South Korea's largest crypto exchange, Bithumb. So people ask me oftentimes what exchanges I go through. I'm extremely hesitant to go through exchanges where liquidity is low and regulatory uncertainty is high. So I tend to try to stick with Coinbase and Binance US. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't have other digital asset exchanges, but a lot of my capital is tied up on my ledger, maybe paper wallets, that type of thing. I have certain digital assets on certain exchanges that I have triggered sell orders on, but I would never ever do that on an exchange that doesn't have a little bit of regulatory clarity or insurance, especially from the U.S. is concerned. Bithumb, I know, is a pretty decently sized exchange too. I actually do not have anything on Bithumb, but pay attention to this. I'm sure that will develop, and I'm not sure which way it's going to go. All right, now this is Brian Brooks. He came over from Coinbase, the digital asset exchange. He is now acting comptroller of the currency. He basically is the regulator for all of the banks in the United States, the head regulator. Now, are you prepared for regulatory shocks? Looks like this is going to be either an interview or a meeting on Thursday. So tomorrow, September 3rd, this is at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. All right, there's an uncertain and shaky road ahead in regulation. Federal agencies have all started doing rules on their own. OCC recently finalized major reforms to this 1977 Community Reinvestment Act, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll see if he talks about cryptocurrency. He's saying, they're saying from American Banker that Brian Brooks is going to talk about understanding cryptocurrency guidance and leveraging artificial intelligence for risk management. Again, top regulator. This is Brian Brooks again. This is about this national purpose fintech charter for non-banking institutions, non-depository institutions. The OCC tried to push this through for the past few years, and it kept getting shut down. It eventually did get shut down, but Brian Brooks has reinvigorated this discussion. A charter would give these companies the ability to operate across state borders with a single set of rules, essentially just following federal guidelines instead of state guidelines, okay? I'm very interested to see where this goes as well. So, and I'm very interested to see if any digital currency organizations, not to name any, would be interested in pursuing a license like that. Again, more regulation. Senate banking chairman asked the OCC, aka Brian Brooks, about its planned crypto rulemaking. So this is U.S. Senate Mike Crapo, who heads the powerful Senate Banking Committee. So, okay, again, as fintech upends banking, Japan regulator expects more cross-boundary tie-ups. This is from Reuters. Now, this is talking about SBI. This is talking about, some of the MOUs, the memorandum of understandings between these institutions, these partnerships with fintechs and banking giants. Now, they're saying basically that we're going to be seeing many more that are similar to what SBI Holdings has done with regional banks and these fintechs throughout the course of these past couple years. So interesting here, and this does have a tie-in with Ripple. Securitize and Stonegate Global launch full-service fund liquidity solution. The new service simplifies the formation, structuring, digitization, and fund administration process on a fully digital platform, featuring a variety of liquidity options. One of the Securitize, which is an industry-leading primary issuance and lifecycle management platform for digital securities, and Stonegate, which is one of the top global fund administrators and fund service businesses in the digital asset space, are announcing this new solution, this full-service fund liquidity solution. And this deals in real estate, venture capital, private equity, investment funds, and others. We will see where this goes, because interestingly enough, Securitize was funded by Coinbase, was funded by Ripple. Securitize was funded by Japan's SBI. All right. Mastercard teams up with TSYS to expand installment payment offerings. Now, I'm not going to get too crazy as far as speculation in here, but I am going to present some relationships here. Mastercard has put in a bid for multiple Ripple-enabled partners. I believe Visa outbid Mastercard for Earthport, I think. Now, TSYS, though, is partnered into Accenture here, okay? And we can see right here through Accenture's presentation, considering cryptocurrency technology such as Ripple as an efficient, innovative clearing/settlement solution and interbank payment processing, okay? And they're also tied in with TSYS. Card issuing transformation, replatforming or outsourcing using leading solutions, TSYS. And card acquiring innovation. They talk about tokenization in here as well. TSYS also, this is from all the way back in 2014, putting out a presentation from fall of 2014. Mobile financial services and cryptocurrencies have the potential to empower entire underserved populations. And this entire thing is about Ripple here, okay? So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. This is Zappos developing Bitcoin and Ripple-based credit cards. Interview or quotations from Chris Larson here. So, and again, Accenture. I just found this interesting because this is directly from Accenture. This doesn't tie in with TSYS necessarily, but this is from Accenture, their payment service offerings. And right down in here, okay, so card issuing replatforming, TSYS is there, sorry. Everyday payments, digital payments and innovation, digital currency such as Bitcoin or XRP, which was called then Ripple. We do know that there's a separation between Ripple, the software company, and XRP, the digital currency at this point in time, obviously. We've always known that, but they're trying to separate. So, FIS, which is Fidelity Information Services. This is European asset servicing leader, I'll call it Casillas, streamlines international payments with FIS platform. FIS solution, okay? Now, interestingly enough, with FIS has a Ripple connector. We can see this, well, there's multiple connections with FIS here, but although the FIS payment hub is not developed on blockchain technology, it has already built a connector to the Ripple network, which is being implemented at 2 customer sites. FIS also acquired WorldPay. We know WorldPay is tied in with RippleNet as a partner. We've seen information about that being a direct partnership, but we've also seen information about WorldPay being a partner through Lian. And we know WorldPay is Amazon, etc. So, Commercial Bank of Kuwait gets mobile payments moving with Thales. Thales' solution is cloud-based turnkey. Turnkey is, once it's installed, they're providing you with the full solution. There's nothing else that you need to do once the solution is in hand. Thales has multiple presentations about Ripple that stem back over the past couple years. Permission DLT, etc. talks about Ripple, this whole thing. Confirmation latency, 10 minutes for Bitcoin. Well, that's arguable. 12 seconds for Ethereum, and we know what the fees are doing with Ethereum, and I hold Ethereum. 3 seconds for Ripple. 3 seconds for XRP is on Ledger. Okay. Now, this says blockchain as an infrastructure. This is also through Thales here. It's talking about blockchain popular use cases. It's talking directly about Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Monero. Thales brings trust to blockchain. So this is all going in one place, everybody. Fintech company Coro Global Incorporated launches first payment app using Hashgraph distributed ledger technology. This is big, I think. Now, this is Coro. They announced that they have become the first company to formally license Hashgraph's distributed ledger technology to run its payment app, Coro. So their payment application, Coro's payment application now runs on Hashgraph, okay? This allows consumers to easily exchange, send, and save gold as well as US dollars. About Coro, a Florida-based fintech company creating a new financial payment system where gold can be used as money in everyday transactions as easily as fiat or cash currencies. Quorum's platform is powered by cutting-edge distributed ledger technology, allowing customers to send and receive global payments and exchange currency, including gold, seamlessly and securely. Very interested to see where that goes. Interested to dive a little bit more into Coro as well. You all know that I support Hashgraph. I believe in that project very much so. Not financial advice, but do your own research. This is Credit Agricole, and I'm going to end this video in a second. 52 million customers, 49 countries, and 10 businesses. Interestingly enough, they've had numerous experiments, including 30 proof of concepts concerning artificial intelligence and tests of blockchain technology for money transfers with Ripple. Talk about Tsys again there. Oh, Tsys pops up, becomes a shareholder in Liquid Share. So Tsys is obviously tied in with Credit Agricole. We just talked about Tsys and Thales. Okay. Almost done here, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, this is a longer video. This is Good Exchange with Christine Lagarde at the college seminar on how to recover faster from the pandemic crisis, how to make our economies more resistant to future shocks, how to make our economies work for people. Next generation EU. The EU budget will help us get there. So next gen, right? This is all about digitization. We saw earlier in this presentation, level playing field and digitization, the new digitization or digitized ecosystem. Christine Lagarde replies to this tweet. Now we need faster digital transition. Climate protection as a priority. The Green Economy Initiative that is rolling out across the board in 2030. It's not tinfoil hatty if all of these major financial institutions are telling you what they're going to do by 2030. Completed banking union and capital markets union, backed by cutting-edge payment systems. I'll read that again. Completed payment union and capital markets union that is backed, that is utilizing cutting-edge payment systems. Do you think the legacy payment systems are cutting edge? Do you think instantaneous payments without instantaneous settlement is cutting edge? No, but they do have to fix the payment systems first. They've had to fix messaging, they've had to fix payments. It eventually all leads to instantaneous settlement and open liquidity across the board. All right, now this is what I'm going to end with. Why real-time cross-border payments are poised to break through. This was today, a 4-minute read from Marcus Treacher. So, if the pandemic has taught us one thing about payments, it's that speed, reliability, and on-demand access to money is critically important in a world powered by digital interaction. Our world may be forever changed, but with that change comes the potential to optimize better ways of doing day-to-day life tasks, payments included. Given the current economic landscape, we recently posted that real-time instantaneous payments are now more important than ever. And there's a logical extension to this view, centered around the growing necessity and demand for affordable and immediate cross-border payments. Solving for the glaring deficiencies of the current cross-border payment ecosystem is a challenge that must be overcome. Currently stymied by antiquated systems and a lack of universal protocols and regulations, cross-border payments are way more burdensome for the end user than they should be, and they're way slower than they should be as well. Luckily, that tide seems to be shifting. Powerful new technologies built on blockchain and empowered with digital assets are catalyzing a sea change in how money is moved around the world, with the potential to unlock enormous benefits for both individuals and businesses as societies worldwide continue to digitize. A snapshot of the cross-border payment landscape today. If you've ever had to send money abroad, then you're well aware of how frustrating the process can be. To say that the current infrastructure for cross-border payments is broken would be an understatement. It is a very slow, expensive process, and you often don't know if or when your money will even arrive. This sits in stark contrast to the digital services we now not only expect, but rely on more than ever. Sending global cross-border payments should be easy, seamless, immediate, and cost-effective. However, the underlying systems, protocols, and liquidity management models underpinning cross-border payments are complex, restrictive, and fragmented. This means costly delays and high foreign transfer fees for the end user. Solving these issues is important for people and businesses worldwide, and especially important for payment flows to low and middle income countries like Mexico that would benefit from instant, low-cost payments the most. Countries and financial networks adhering to various standards is one of the main factors creating this fragmented landscape. The result is hundreds of closed networks that don't speak to each other, loosely interconnected with unstructured payment messages requiring high manual intervention, all of which contribute to a poor payments experience. Solving the cross-border payments problem with RippleNet and ISO. To combat this, the International Standards Organization, aka ISO, established ISO 20022 as a universal standard to bring legacy payment infrastructures into alignment. But without a fundamental overhaul of these payment infrastructures, ISO standardization can only go so far. Makes you wonder why Swift is delaying their ISO 20022 implementation to basically the end of 2022. To really shift the paradigm and create that kind of cross-border payment services people and businesses really need, modern technology needs to be applied to the payments problem to complement ISO standards achievements. We all know Ripple is the first distributed ledger technology organization that joined ISO for 20022 for their standards board. Ripple's vision is to deliver this technology transformation by establishing a new global payment network called RippleNet, built on distributed ledger technology and tightly coupled with ISO standards. Consequently, Ripple has been a leading proponent of ISO 20022 and its mission to enable better global interoperability and an improved customer experience for payments. As the de facto global data standard for modern payments messaging between financial institutions and payment systems, ISO, de facto, it is the standard, people. That is what's happening. ISO 20022 is currently adopted in 70 countries. It is estimated that 87% of global financial transactions will be supported by ISO 20022 by 2023. This common language helps financial institutions, banks, and payment systems streamline processing and cross-border payments, as well as strengthen regulatory controls. With increased adoption of ISO 20022, combined with fresh approach made possible with RippleNet's distributed ledger technology, we can better shape the future of cross-border payments. The banks and financial institutions joining RippleNet are catalyzing ISO 20022 standards adoption and helping to jolt cross-border payment methods into the modern world, providing a truly frictionless experience to remitters, small businesses, and emerging digital marketplaces worldwide. That about sums it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too long. Again, don't participate in scams. Please comment below for the giveaway, and I hope you all have a great evening. Later.